Пан, ты что в сторожевой башне делал? Давай, сам ко мне подойди, не я ж за тобой ходить буду.
Greetings, Henry. I hear you on the rat-eye tourney. Well done, lad.
Sir, this investigation into the Neuhof massacre, it's getting a bit complicated.
What have you found out?
I tracked down a gang of robbers who recruited killers for Pribyslavitz. They know the Horsons who torched Neuhof.
That's excellent news. Did you find out any more?
So far, not much. If I'm going to infiltrate them, I have to do what they say. That means murdering one of their former cronies, a fellow they call Pius. Apparently he was at Neuhof too.
You have to kill a criminal to prove yourself to them? Huh. I don't much like the sound of it.
That's not the worst of it. This Pius is hiding out in the monastery pretending to be a novice. I'd have to get inside the cloisters to get at him.
Good God above, that's another matter entirely. They don't let just anyone into the cloisters, and the abbot won't give up any of the novices. Secular law has no jurisdiction inside the monastery. But this is the second time that something untoward has happened there. First the counterfeiters, now this. I'd be glad to have someone take a look inside.
What should I do with Pius once I find him?
Don't kill him. Bring him to the bailiff in Rattay. He'll interrogate the man and give him a fair trial.
It doesn't sound like an easy task, sir. Getting into the cloisters, finding Pius, and then getting him to the bailiff.
Far from it, lad. But I have confidence in your abilities.
It seems like the only way to find Pius is to join the order. Damned if I know how, though.
A bit of meditation and learning would do you good. If it's really the only way to get to him, then you'll have to do it. I'm sorry I can't be of much help. Sadly, my relations with the monastery aren't entirely congenial. You'll have to figure something out for yourself. Goodbye.
Спасибо за помощь. Рад, что не зря съездил. Так, что полезного мы можем совершить в этой помойке? Ничего. Да ведь? Да ведь. К Тереске еще раз съездить, а потом надо искать способ подхода к этому говну. Интересно, а как понять, что Терески на свидание закончены? Ну, что ты посмотрел точно все. Это закончится свадьбой? Ну, просто хотелось бы какую-то понятную ситуевину. Зато я исправляюсь. Я теперь к ней езжу каждый день. Хорош мести. Дома будешь мести. Вернее, дома у нас слуги есть мести. Чё ты ржешь? Я рыцарь! Я рыцарь!
Wouldn't you like to take a stroll somewhere?
What, now? I can't at the moment.
And besides, we were out not long ago, weren't we? But stop by later, and we'll go somewhere.
Да я рыцарь! Ничего вы, девочки, не понимаете. Нормально лязгает все. Тогда не знаю, может умру и не приеду. Эту дорогу до этого города уже как облупленную знаю. Не-не-не, я тебя не слышу, не вижу, не слышу, не вижу, не слышу, не вижу. Я в монастырь вступать не хочу. Прям вот эта инфильтрация мне не интересна. Можно я просто туда проникну и... О, доброе утро. Доброе утро. Каждый раз, когда я тебя встречаю с утра пораньше, это обязательно доброе утро. Конечно, для тебя всегда.
We've met before, haven't we?
Бага!
Еще и обзывается. По-хорошему же начали, чё ты? А теперь вот придется тебя топором по руке. За то, что ты такой злобный.
Кунда!
Да кунда, конечно.
I'll have you. I'll have you.
Это кунда или не кунда?
You've won honorably, sir.
Спасибо. Ставку я умышленно не делал. Не хочу больше по магазинам ходить. Никогда. Ну, Жек, ты б туда не шел, тут сейчас по-любому драка будет. Не бывает без драки. Это подозрительно все.
I can't go on! He's here!
Show what you made of.
Welcome, Henry.
В смысле, welcome, Henry?
Is that the best you can do?
Чё, шмара? Чё мы так тормозим? Индержих, блин.
Is that the best you can do? Quick.
Чё, подействовало?
Well, I never. The pig willingly
Это шлендра вообще охерела, что ли? Бейте его! Welcome, Henry! Найду пополам, разрублю. А практика показывает, что их хер найдешь. Они, скорее всего, где-то обнуляются на определенном расстоянии. Или возвращаются в местный лагерь наемников, но я не помню, где здесь лагерь. Нет, вообще, конечно, по карте можно посмотреть и не тупить. Есть тут какой-то лагерь, есть, причем как раз вот где-то в этом районе. Если эта мразота убежала именно туда... А, так это этот лагерь, господи. Ясно.
Yeah. Yeah.
Привет!
Måste väcka honom.
Ух, ни хрена вас там.
Ja. Ja. Itt nem látom.
Yeah.
Ага. Ай!
Hey, I see a human! Human! Over there!
Ты хочешь со мной
Human!
честь по чести поговорить, да? Или вообще не хочешь со мной разговаривать? А, на тебя успокоительное сработало.
Mi volt az?
Да? Еще есть такие деловые гулятели по лесу? Стрелы, конечно, в них оставил, ну да пофиг. А, они во мне, кстати, дырок наделали. Вообще, конечно, очень прикольная механика, что купание, что игры в кости. Почему купание? Ну, потому что очень полезная штука. Приводишь себя полностью в порядок. Да и, в принципе, вот эта вот механика грязи внешнего вида, дебафов от внешнего вида, бафов от внешнего вида, она реально очень прикольна. Она мотивирует следить за собой в этой игре. Но еще хотел сказать, что прикольная механика с тавернами, с играми в кости. Почему? Потому что она на самом деле бесполезная, но на первом этапе она может сыграть интересный момент. В том плане, что когда ты совсем без денег, хотя не знаю, по-моему, такого просто быть не может в этой игре, потому что любую херню собери, там морковки какие-нибудь продай, у тебя уже будет 100. А цена в таверне на проживание копеечная. Там 3 что ли, или 2 гроша. Суть в том, что вообще я понимаю, для чего сделана механика игры в кости с такими дебильными ставками там в 11 грошиков. Она как раз для того, чтобы ты мог заработать на комнату. Приехал с пустым карманом и заработал на комнату. Но я не представляю, когда тут у тебя может быть пустой карман. Так, я здесь ищу некоего парня. Парни есть у вас тут? Ты парень? Ты похож на парня, который собрался прям буквально в монахе.
What? Are you volunteering to get your head smashed in?
Calm down. I don't want any trouble.
Then get lost.
Because it's the only place on this earth where you'll never again make an embarrassment of yourself.
God save. What can I do for you?
Are you Carl by any chance?
I am. Why do you ask?
I've heard that you're bound for the monastery.
Yes, it's true. But I've convinced my faithful guardian, Manfred, to give me a few more days of freedom. Mind you, he won't let me visit the brothel, so instead I'm devoting those days to the demon drink. With whom do I have the honor of speaking?
My name is Henry.
Hail
Pleased to meet you, Henry.
What if I entered the monastery instead of you?
I would give you your weight in gold, if I had any. But Manfred there, my guardian angel and caretaker, has all the coin, and he never takes so much as a single step away from me. If you help me get rid of him...
He's been listening to us the entire time.
So what? Listen, friend, let's
Я только сейчас
raise a
заметил,
glass.
что там с Манфредом.
Manfred here's a sleepy old goat. We can talk once he dozes off. Please, get rid of him for me. Any way you can. Good luck, then.
Так от него легко избавиться, ты смотри, он же под солями. Какие наркотики.
Come now, surely we can come to some kind of agreement.
We cannot. Your father made his wishes crystal clear. And besides, they've already accepted you. God grant you health. How may I help you?
You're Manfred, the young lord's guardian?
Indeed I am. Why?
You must have a mighty thirst. Waiting here with him for days, just watching him get drunk, and not having a sip yourself.
There's no doubt I'd enjoy a drink. Heaven knows I deserve it. But if I dull my senses in the slightest, that rogue will surely get up to mischief.
So let's drink together. And if you start to feel unwell, I'll keep an eye on him. Like you said, you deserve some fun.
I can see you're a reliable lad. So what shall we have to drink? And while we're at it,
Да,
why not have a
давай.
little game? God be with you.
Давай сыграем на твою жизнь.
We'll see whose side Lady Luck is on.
Давай, в два хода.
Johanka is a truly remarkable woman. I'd like to know what shall become of her.
Блин, такое. Ладно, сейчас 4500 выбью.
That's it. Your turn.
Johanka is a truly remarkable woman. I'd like to know what shall become of her.
Это Костя Люцифер работает хреново сегодня.
Ah, come on. It's time I had a throw.
One beer.
Вообще отвратительно.
Not afraid of anything, eh?
Давай хотя бы 350.
Oh, I'm sorry I didn't take that embrocation with me.
Finished.
У меня кости сломаны, что ли?
It'll certainly be a fine church here,
Ну,
but
это
I doubt
200,
it will
это
surpass
смешно. Это
Peter
же
Parler's
200?
Church of St. Bartholomew.
Не, нафиг. И опять 200. Ладно, пофиг. Пусть 200. У нас не такой большой этот.
That's it. No point in pushing it.
Oh, I'm sorry I didn't take that embrocation with me.
О, хорошо. А ставка-то какая, мужик?
It'll certainly be a fine church
This'll
here,
be the one.
but I...
Куда? Куда ты так?
Now I'm for the job.
Вот ты и приехал. Ой, двойку-то куда я выделяю? Блин,
That's it.
полтинника не хватит. Надо было 3 кости-то перекинуть.
Your
I'm
turn.
sorry I didn't take that embrocation with me.
Shit!
Just as you ordered.
I could do with something to eat.
Manfred's taken care of, just as you wanted.
Thank God! He won't let me out of his sight for a second, and he's itching to get me in the monastery so he can head back home.
Why are you being sent to the monastery?
Like every lusty young lad, I'm fond of fair maidens, but I got too fond of one, and let's just say she was, indisposed for now.
But they don't send you to the monastery for that.
They do, when it's the daughter of the Lord of your people.
Shit.
Shit is putting it mildly. The Lord of Bukova was less than pleased. He knows he'll never marry off his daughter now, so he gave father a choice. Either pay him 1,000 groschen in compensation, along with my balls on a silver platter, or pay 1,000 groschen and put me away somewhere no one will ever see me again.
Why does your guardian never leave your side?
So I don't run away. Of course, I'm free to walk around, but he watches every step I take and won't stop until I'm behind the monastery walls.
Well, he's not watching you now.
What good is that to me when he has all the money, and even my saddle and riding cloak under lock and key?
Why don't you just run away?
Bare arsed. What the hell would I do? I don't know how to work, I have no money, and that old bastard's even taken my cloak. He has me in the palm of his hand.
But there are poor people everywhere and they get by somehow.
If I have to choose between hunger and poverty on one hand and the monastic life on the other, I'm afraid the monastery wins. If I could only steal that old man's pouch, I'd be gone faster than lightning and no one would ever see me again.
What if I entered the monastery instead of you?
What? Voluntarily? You don't look like someone who'd want to spend the rest of his days on his knees praying. Well, that's your problem. You can only enter the monastery if you know how to read and write, and if you have a special writ from the abbot. That's a letter confirming they know who you are and that they've accepted you.
So you give me your writ. I'll just tell them I'm you.
Manfred has the writ. You'd have to take it from him, but he only puts it down when he sleeps.
So I'll steal it and then you can disappear. That's all then.
See you later. I'd like there.
Короче, я понял. Все крутится вокруг Манфреда. А Манфред, в принципе, сейчас никакушечка. Да и, в принципе, он ляжет спать. Да он вообще уже, наверное, лег спать. С открытой нахрен дверью. Стелс. Идею понял. Он еще про плащ говорил, но я тут плаща не вижу. Обойдется без плаща. Спокойной ночи.
I've got what you need.
Excellent. Give me the purse. You can do as you like with the ring.
Coming.
Here you are.
Good luck, no matter what you plan on doing with those monks. Best be on your way now before Manfred finds out that he's been robbed.
And what are you going to do?
Get my things together and disappear. I want to be as far away as possible before that old man even knows I'm gone. See you later.
Давай, удачи тебе.
Yeah.
Ваше рабейшество. Брат, я прибыл вступить во служение.
I'm Carl. I'm supposed to enter as a novice.
We expected you sooner. Weren't you supposed to come here with your guardian? It's been so hectic lately, people will keep turning up out of the blue.
What of it? I'm here, aren't I?
Well, you're a bit bold, aren't you? Well, the brothers will soon knock that out of you. Well, we'll see. Can you read and write?
Naturally. I wouldn't be here otherwise.
So then, are you ready to enter the order of Saint Benedict and renounce forever the temptations of this world?
А то ж вы все тут отринули. Только буханку кто-то потрахивает по ночам.
I am.
Then you must rid yourself of all your worldly possessions. Sell them or give them to the poor and needy or donate them to the monastery. You may not enter this place burdened by worldly goods. Inside the gatehouse is a trunk in which you will find monk's robes. Put away all your possessions and dress yourself in the habit. Then you may rest a while I go and see the prior to arrange matters for your acceptance. Good luck to you.
Так, я свои вещи вам не доверю. Ой, ты сейчас был страшно темным. Так, что ты мне сказал? Где положить? Где-то он мне сказал что-то положить. Но опять не сказал, на каком этаже. Ой. Ой. Чего у вас все закрыто-то?
Strange feeling being without all of that. I didn't realise how much I'd grown used to it.
Everything's prepared. It's time for you to take your vows.
Do I really have to wear this?
You'd better get used to it. You'll be wearing it for the rest of your life.
Brothers in Christ, we have gathered here today to welcome a new novice into our midst. Dear brother, forget your former life and embrace your new vocation in the community of the monks of St. Benedict. Opus Dei, obedientia, obprobria, the service of God, obedience, and endurance of all discomfort. These are the cornerstones and succor of our order, which on this day shall become your own. Suscipe me, Domine, secundum eloquium tuum, et vivam. Et non confundas me ab expectatione mea.
Suscipe me, Domine, secundum in loquium tuum vivam, et non confundas me ab expectatione mea.
Accept your new name, Brother Gregor, and wear it with honor. Welcome, brother.
Welcome, brother. I am Antonius, a novice like you. I've been instructed to guide you around the monastery and tell you what you can expect and what your duties will be.
Thanks for helping me out during the ceremony. I had no idea what I was supposed to do.
You don't know Latin, do you? Don't worry. Work in the scriptorium will teach you fast enough. Why exactly are you here? Was it your choice? Or did someone force you to come?
It was my choice. For a common lad like me, it's the easiest way to get an education and do something worthwhile with my life.
It looks like we're both here for the same reason. I think we'll get along.
Would you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a novice and I'm here because I'd make a poor merchant. I like books and I want an education. Although I must say, so far the monastic life's been quite unexpected.
Let's go then.
Good. But before we do, here's a letter directly from the prior telling you all your regular duties from tomorrow onwards. Make sure to read it this evening, so you know how things work. Right, we can go now. Follow me closely. I'll explain everything as we go. Remember one word: discipline. It's your job to work and pray. You serve the Lord now, not your own bodily needs.
Я все ждал во время церемонии, когда через дверь с грохотом ворвутся черные храмовники в броне и заорут: «Горите, еретики!» В этих стенах все равно ересью попахивает.
This is the way to the dormitory, where we all sleep. You'll find a free bed there, which is now yours. Do you know the first thing the monastery taught me? To appreciate sleep. We rise before dawn every day. Takes a bit of getting used to. This is the garden, a place for silent contemplation and meditation. Centuries ago, this monastery was founded by the most esteemed of brothers, Saint Procopius. His earthly remains can be found in a cave under the monastery, and his spirit wanders the corridors at night, punishing any misbehaving novices. So beware.
Я однажды чуть всех
Here
не
are the
покарал
factory
тут.
and scriptorium, together with the library. These are the places where we work. Ora et labora. Pray and work. As a novice, you must always listen to your superior brethren. And above us monks are the prior and the circators, who punish every infraction. You'll know them by the canes they carry. Do what they say. This is the refectory, where we come together to eat. During meals, you must be silent. Only one brother reads aloud from the rule of Saint Benedict.
The rule is the only law we recognize, with the exception of those from God himself. If you break any of its precepts, expect a swift punishment. But I've already told you about the circuitous. The library, the pride of our monastery, a trove of learning. We don't just read books here, we also copy them. You, too, will learn how. And that's all. Today you are still free from duty, but tomorrow you begin work like the others. If you need anything, ask any of the brothers. We will be glad to help you. And I recommend you get to know the other novices. You already know me. Then there is Siskin, Yodok, and Lucas.
Thanks for showing me around. There's a lot to learn here. Will you tell me something about yourself?
There's not much to tell. I lived in Vlashim, and after my father died, I found out I wasn't much of a merchant. So I left the shop to my brother, and decided to become a monk. It's peaceful here. There's food and lots of time to read.
So you chose to come here?
It may seem strange, but I'm one of the few novices that did. I might be the only one. The truth is, the idea of spending my life in a monastery was more appealing than being cooped up in a greasy old shop.
I'd like to ask you something about the monastery. Who's in charge of things around here?
Truthfully, everyone except us. But officially, Abbot Peter. And soon enough, someone else. As if it mattered. Our life will still be work and prayer.
I see. Are there any rifts between the brothers?
Yes. From the moment talk began about electing a new abbot, it's been like a hornet's nest here. Strange you haven't noticed.
Tell me something about electing the abbot.
Abbot Peter is old. When he dies, they'll have to select a new abbot from amongst the brethren. The candidates are John and Nevlas. And if you ask me for my opinion, Nevlas is definitely the right man. Unfortunately, no one cares about my opinion because novices get no say.
Tell me something about life here.
Work, prayer, as if you didn't know. We serve God, and that's the central truth of our lives.
What are the roles of the various monks here?
Someone takes care of the library, someone else the garden. The abbot supervises everyone, and in his absence, the prior. But it's the circators you should worry about. They're the brothers who'll make sure we observe the rule. They can be quite strict, so if you want to avoid getting punished, always act righteously and do your duties honestly.
Я тут вспомнил кое-что. Мы с вами... Мы с вами видели где-то книгу в каком-то зале. В этой книге были записи о послушниках. И сдается мне, что эта книга могла бы прояснить ситуацию без знакомства с ними со всеми. Но это явно не относится к этой комнате. Это был кабинет. И, скорее всего, меня туда не пустят. По крайней мере, просто так. Кровь или вино? Вот в чем вопрос. Я говорю, ересью пахнет.
I'm Gregor, a novice. I saw you at the ceremony.
I know. It was hard not to notice you.
And you are?
Lucas, also a novice. Don't get upset, but I don't want to talk to you. I'm happiest alone.
I'd like to know something about the other novices.
I don't know much, but ask away.
Tell me about Antonius.
I'd like to, but there's nothing to tell. I've never spoken to him. I've never asked about him.
You really don't know anything about anyone? Well, thanks anyway.
Don't get upset. I'm sorry I can't tell you more. I just haven't felt like getting to know anyone yet.
Will you tell me something about yourself?
There's nothing I can tell you.
I mean, where you're from, what sort of life you had before, that sort of thing.
I'm a novice, and my monastic name is Lucas. Nothing else matters.
Come on. Is there really nothing at all you can tell me?
I could, but I don't want to. I'm sorry. I want to stay focused on work and prayer, not on who I once was. I never will be again. What has been isn't important for us. We cast the past aside when we walked through the monastery gates and took our oath. Never forget that.
My joints started aching just before I raised the spirits, and now they hurt again.
I've heard that you,
last time, I tell you.
Well, that you enjoy the company of men.
You might be wrong.
Is there any truth to it?
What? How do you know that?
I read it in the abbot's book.
What? The abbot's book is locked up in his chambers, and he'd never allow anyone to read it. Did you break in? But why? Just so you could dig something up on me?
I was looking for something else, but I just happened to come across your story.
No matter what you were looking for, you crossed a line that shouldn't be crossed. But don't worry, I won't tell on you if you promise me the same. Yes, you can call me a sodomite, a sinner, a monster, the spawn of Satan. But tell me this, Gregor. Can I help the way I am? I tell you, it's a test of my faith. A test so daunting you can't even imagine it.
God didn't create you with such thoughts, brother. The devil's polluted your mind and led you astray.
I hoped you were different from the others, that you'd understand, have compassion. But I was wrong. I swear to God, I've never lain with another man. I've never sinned. When my father wanted me to find a wife and start a family, I told him the truth, and he had me sent here. And in a way, I was glad. My guilt had been consuming me, and I knew in the monastery I'd find peace. The Lord sees my soul, and he knows it's pure.
I found this piece of parchment. It looks like it's been ripped out of a book.
The words mean nothing to me. Ask in the library.
I'd like to ask you something about the monastery. Well, that's all. Thank you for your time, brother.
Так, это пришибленный педик. Он здесь по убеждениям. И самое смешное, я как раз хотел вам в библиотеке сказать. Мы читали книгу. А в этой книге было написано про них. И я-то ни хрена не читал. Я ее просто пролистал и забыл. А Генри читал. И он знает, что сказать по этому поводу. Так, иди спать. Не-не-не-не, какой иди спать? Мне еще двоих надо найти. И желательно закончить сие безобразие. Здесь и сейчас. А не торчать здесь несколько дней. Потом, какое спать? Время 6 вечера.
Greetings, brother. I'm Gregor, and I'm new here.
Greetings to you, brother. I'm Yodok, the oldest of the novices. I hope you'll like it here in the monastery and that you won't get into trouble.
Trouble?
You're young, perhaps intemperate. You might easily stray from the rules of the order. I suggest you get to know the older monks. You never know when it might come in handy.
А ты прошаренный, да?
I'm interested in the other novices. Do you know anything about Antonius?
Only that he came to the monastery voluntarily, because he didn't want to work in his father's shop. Antonius is all right. You can rely on him. He won't betray your confidence. He's always happy to help, which is more than can be said for the other brothers.
I'm interested in Lucas.
Nobody knows much about Lucas. He keeps himself to himself. If you ask me, he's got something to hide. I'd keep well clear of him if I was you.
Do you have any grounds for suspecting him of something?
Quite a lot. And also none at all. The circators who make the rounds despise him, and they'd never punish anyone without cause.
I've read the abbot's book. It says in there that you're not as saintly as you make out. Actually, it seems like you're as lecherous as a boring rut.
You broke into the abbot's quarters to spy on me? You won't get away with it.
I wasn't interested in your opinion about what I did. What interests me is you and what the book has to say about you.
I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm going to report you.
Just try it, and I'll smack you so hard your feet won't touch the ground.
No, don't hit me. I won't say anything to anyone, I promise.
Can you tell me something about yourself?
I would if there was anything noteworthy to say. But I'm just the ordinary son of a landowner, now a monk. There's nothing in my past, present, or future that anyone could find interesting.
Why did you join the monastery?
Because it was better than living in poverty. As the youngest son, I'm not entitled to inherit my father's estate, but he was kind enough to sell off some cattle and send me here. And you know what? I'm glad to be here. It's better than mucking out manure.
Так, это потрохушник. И он слишком быстро испугался угроз, сомневаюсь, что это матерый бандит, пришедший откуда-то.
Will you tell me something about yourself?
There's nothing I can tell you.
I mean, where you're from, what sort of life you had before, that sort of thing.
I'm a novice, and my monastic name is Lucas. Nothing else matters.
You see, I'm looking for someone here.
You're looking for someone? But you're a novice, aren't you?
I am a novice. At least until I find the man I'm looking for.
Why would you be looking amongst monks? You know, the laws of man aren't valid here. In the cloister, we're subject to divine law, the law of the church.
I'm looking for a footpad who's hiding out here in the monastery. He had a hand in raising the Neuhoff farm. He's taken many lives.
I heard something about that. But why are you telling me all this?
Because you could help me. It has to be one of the other novices.
That can't be. Have you told the prior? What are you going to do to this man once you find him?
I don't know yet.
It won't be easy to drag this criminal away from the protection of the cloister. Unless the abbot gives his blessing. But I still can't believe it.
Do you have any idea which of the novices could be the imposter I'm looking for?
I don't know, and I don't care to know. I wish you'd never told me. Now I won't be able to sleep at night.
I'd like to know something about the other novices.
I don't know much, but ask away.
Я в них запутался. Лукаш, Антоний, Едок. Кто из вас гей? Между прочим, я пока что думаю на Антония. Так, Лукаш, Антоний, Едок. Ты гей или кто?
What troubles you?
Слушай, они все на одну харю. Пойду по Кимару. Проблема в том, что я, возможно, раскрылся перед О! Вон четвертый. Во.
My name's Gregor, a novice.
You can call me Siskin. Now, are you here of your own free will, or is this a punishment? Although, it's not important. Welcome to Purgatory.
Did you say purgatory?
You'll see soon enough. Soon enough.
Will you tell me something about yourself?
Look, nothing against you, but I prefer not to talk about my past.
Are you hiding something? Why are you so reluctant to tell me anything about yourself?
I'm hiding a lousy past that I'd rather forget. I hate to think of all I lost when they stuck me in here. And also because I really hate the question, aren't you the son of the famed Sir Smil Flashka of Pardubitz? I was rich and I had everything. But then my father began to feel his time approaching, so he decided to send a son to the monastery. And, being the youngest, the lot fell on me. I've no head for managing the estate, and they said I'd squander it. Can you imagine? Me in a monastery. So I took what coin I could from home with me, so I didn't lose out completely.
What's your plan with this treasure?
To get out of here as soon as I can. I'll wait another year or two until my hot-headed brothers cool off a bit, and then I'll take the silver and run off somewhere, far, far away from here.
But you didn't have to come here if you didn't want to.
No, not if I didn't mind being left to beg alms by the city gate. I had one choice, the monastery or nothing. If it had come to that after my father's death, so be it. But to get rid of me while he's still alive...
They must have realized you robbed them.
I donated some of the silver to the monastery when I came in, just to piss them off. I can just see my brothers, my siblings, arguing with the abbot to give it back.
And you stashed away the remainder?
Indeed so.
That's all I wanted to know.
Please, keep it to yourself. Especially the part about the coin.
О, не переживай.
How is it that you don't get any penance for missing morning prayers?
I've paid off the circators to turn a blind eye. And the other monks don't notice as long as you show your face there from time to time. No one's too awake at that time of the morning.
I'd be interested to hear what you think about the other novices. Tell me about Antonius.
Oh, if there was a monk I'd recommend as a friend, with, of course, the exception of myself, it would be Antonius. He has a calm soul, he's easy to talk to, and you can always rely on him.
I'm interested in Yodok.
What could interest you about him? He's a no-good rat. He'll turn you in for the price of a turnip. I'd bet my life that if he wasn't here, he'd be a cumin scout, bowing and scraping for a few groschen.
That doesn't sound too flattering.
It wasn't meant to. No matter what you do here, watch out for him. He's got his eye on everyone, and he'll rat on you for even the slightest of infractions.
Между прочим, я ему верю. У него очень открытая и гадкая история. Такой персонаж не может иметь двойное дно.
What can you tell me about Lucas?
It's a tricky situation with Lucas. No one really knows anything about him. I've tried so many times to talk to him, but he always backs away like a virgin on a wedding night.
Так он и есть девица.
That's all. Thanks. There's something I should tell you. Something you won't be happy to hear. I'm here to find someone and, well, to do away with him. But listen, it's not murder. Not when it's a man like him. He's one of the brigands who burned down Neuhof. He doesn't deserve to live.
What's he doing here? And who are you?
They call him Pius because he used to be a priest. When he found out a lot of people were after him, he hid away here. And as you can see, escaped suspicion. They sent me here to find him and bring him to justice. He's one of the novices.
So we have one outlaw and one assassin in our midst. This place is a lot more exciting than I expected. Do you know who it is?
Well, that's just it. It could be Antonius?
Antonius? He's a fine fellow. No, it can't be him. Although, you never know what's hiding beneath a man's skin.
See how hard it is? It could be anyone, and at the same time, nobody in particular.
Антоний знает многое об обычаях. Антоний самый классный местный послушник, самый милый, самый добрый, самый располагающий к себе, потому что он уже был в этой ситуации. Он бывший.
I won't tell you more, and I'd like you to keep silent about this too.
You're talking about killing in the monastery. I really should report it.
Listen to me, you worthless shit. You'll be keeping your mouth shut. Otherwise, you can count on me to do away with you first.
I thought better of you, Gregor. You're just a common killer, a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Нет.
Remember, the mills of God grind slowly, yet surely.
Неверное суждение. Я не волк в овечьей шкуре и не бандит. Я бандит и волк в овечьей шкуре на службе у государства. А это втройне сложнее и страшнее, родной. Таких бесценных людей, которые в одиночку способны вырезать армию, если не столкнуться с ней единовременно. Хер найдешь. Так, что по журналу? Выясни и убей. Я ставлю на Антония, потому что Антоний самый милашный. Но мне нужна книга Аббата. Мне ночью нужно проникнуть, но я не помню, куда именно. Но я помню, что куда-то можно проникнуть. Беда в том, что у меня нет отмычек, а этот кабинет, конечно же, заперт. А у меня нет отмычек? Ключи от дверей, ключи от сундуков.
Oh, he'll do it. Just as soon as we've drunk this one dry, he'll do anything for a little pat on the back from us.
Здесь должен быть подземный ход. Мне нужно узнать точку выхода отсюда. Одна точка выхода есть наверху.
We're none of us getting any younger, but a cup of wine makes it all worthwhile.
Someone really reeked at Matins. You're right. It stunk like a wine barrel in there. And it's not the first time.
It's a mystery, but one that will soon be solved. It's a wonder the prior doesn't check everyone's breath in the morning.
Мне показалось, я, конечно, не специалист в английском, но, по-моему, кто-то только что распиздил. Этот сквозняк здесь неспроста.
You've seen us drinking here, so either join in or swear you won't tell a soul. You wouldn't want to end up like Lucas now, would you?
All right. Wouldn't mind some wine.
That's more like it. Sit down and have a drink, my lad.
Как я удачно.
Quite right, brother. Just sit down and drink with us. When the wine runs out, Yuruk will fetch more.
Ah, down the hatch. Every gulp a treat, isn't that the truth?
No wonder. With our throats going dry all day.
Next time we'll get the Yuruk to bring some Rhine wine. I'm losing my taste for this one.
Why doesn't Yuruk drink with us, anyway?
He's young, and he wants to look good in front of the others. And he doesn't trust us to keep him safe from harm if he got too drunk to make it to prayer.
You mean like your good self last Christmas Day? The way you drowned out the prior's voice by snoring through the Agnus Dei?
Don't remind me.
Gregor, talk to me.
What are you doing here?
What does it look like? Drinking.
But we're all monks.
Youngster, when you're as old as I, you'll understand.
Why not? I've had enough opprobria and obedientia for one day.
That's what we like to hear.
Let's drink.
That's the idea. And what should we drink to?
How about to the abbot?
To the abbot it is. But wait a minute, lad. Which one?
To Peter.
So, to Peter. He's done so much for us. But his time is at hand. To his immortal soul.
You mentioned Yodok. What does he do for you?
Nothing much. He's just a little suckling like you. He'll do whatever it takes to stay on our good side. Sometimes we make use of him when there are errands to run.
Where'd you get the wine from? I thought the monastery cellars were guarded.
So they are, but this wine isn't from the monastery. Listen, lad, would you help us out with something? This cask is almost empty, and we need a new one. We're a bit old for such exertions. But you, on the other hand...
I'll help you. What do I need to do?
Ha! I knew it. Help novice Yodok arrange for a new cask.
talk to him first thing in the morning, and by tomorrow night the cask can be on the table.
All right, I'll talk to him. I'd like to ask you something about the monastery. Are there ever any disagreements between the brothers?
Unfortunately, yes. The biggest quarrels right now are about the election of the new abbot. They can already see poor Peter in his grave.
Tell me something about electing the abbot.
The old abbot is practically on his deathbed. There are two candidates. Half the monastery wants John, the other half Nevlas, and there's no chance they'll come to an agreement. But you've probably already noticed the atmosphere around here.
Why does it matter so much who wins?
Because the future direction of the monastery hangs in the balance. The younger brothers feel they have to work more than their superior brothers, and that some brothers are more concerned with their own comfort than with worshipping God. The older brothers take a different view. They say the younger monks want privileges they haven't earned, and each side has its own candidate.
I thought politics weren't part of the monastic way of life.
You're right, but we know nothing besides the monastery, and the abbot's decisions can influence our entire life. Some of the brothers take it very personally.
I'd like to know about Nevlas.
Nevlas manages the monastery's property. He doesn't have the most experience, but his drive and heart are pure, his faith firm, and his ideas rational. Although perhaps he's too keen to change our routines here, which many brothers don't like.
Tell me about John.
John is the circator and the oldest brother here. It would be only natural if he took the crozier from Peter. He has experience, merit, and composure. He'd lead the monastery wisely.
Who would you like to be the new abbot?
John, definitely. Compared to him, Nevlas is young and inexperienced. John has the wisdom of age, and he already has the respect that Nevlas will have to earn.
Can you leave the monastery?
Where would you go? You have everything you need here. Anyway, all the doors here are closed and locked tight, so no one can get in or out.
Мне бы только до лошади добраться, до моей. Блин. И до лошади, до сундука. Но это все равно, что выйти на улицу.
What can you tell me about the novices here?
What can I say? You're here to demonstrate your devotion to God and to live a monastic life. After a year, you can make your vows and become a fully fledged brother.
I meant something specific about the brothers that are here.
But you know them yourself. Yorick is an odd one, but he's diligent and eager. Perhaps too eager. Siskin is good company, but a bit too worldly for a monk. Antonius is hard-working and will help with anything, but prays less than he ought. Lucas is as quiet as a mouse, and no one knows much about him. And then we have you, about who I know nothing.
Talk to me, brother.
Let's drink.
That's the idea. And what should we drink to?
How about to the abbot?
To the abbot it is. But wait a minute, lad. Which one?
To Abbot John.
That's more like it.
Руку из лица достань.
I'd like to ask you something about the monastery. Can you tell me something about the rule of St. Benedict?
7 centuries ago, St. Benedict of Nursia wrote a collection of monastic rules, which we still follow today. They're read at every meal. The fundamental precepts are obedience, work, and prayer. We're fully devoted to serving God. The outside world, beyond the monastery walls, is foreign to us.
Do you never want to know what's going on out there?
And what should be going on? The sky is just as blue, the grass is just as green. Perhaps the rulers changed, but the greatest ruler of them all will remain unchanged throughout the ages.
Ah, down the hatch.
Every gulp a treat, isn't that the truth?
No wonder. With our throats going dry all day.
Next time we'll get the Yorick to bring some rye wine. I'm losing my taste for this one.
Why doesn't Yorick drink with us, anyway?
He's young, and he wants to look good in front of the others. And he doesn't trust us to keep him safe from harm if he got too drunk to make it to prayer.
Так. Вариантов у нас нет. Идти спать. Но это было любопытно. Вот отсюда сквозит. Мне нужна какая-нибудь отмычка. Всего одна. Много не надо. Квест любопытный. Но сидеть здесь дольше положенного я не хочу. Вот только разработчики сделали хитрожопый способ. Отсюда не выйдешь без отмычки, а отмычку надо достать. Ижик, может, поговорим?
Oh, leave me be. I want to sleep.
Ладно, хер с тобой.